Hey everyone, this is David. It's a quick hit. It's a Sunday. Happy weekend. How's everybody doing? Let's just get to some quick hits here today. Just back on the East Coast. So let's make sure the microphone, always good to do a mic check after you've been away for a minute using a different microphone. Okay, hi. Listen, we're gonna cover some of this stuff in detail. Whatever we don't get to, we'll cover later this week. We'll cover with Sarah. But obviously, the main thing I want to talk about is Miss Kenya Moore. She has left the building. Kenya's left the building. I don't know. I'm finding myself in my feelings, girl. This one's hitting me more than a lot of the others. Look, there's no show that can't exist. I've always said I think the sum of the whole is greater than its parts. Sure, I miss LVP, I miss Bethany, Stassi. Yeah, Stassi, I actually think is the one I would like to see back on Vanderpump the most. But the show always goes on for me. I never get tied to one person in particular. Um, so the show will go on. I do think it's the end of an era. I was a big Kenya fan. I liked her. Um, she's not coming back. No more indefinite suspension. She was suspended, indefinitely pending an investigation. The investigation is completed. Did they really conduct an investigation? I mean, I'm sure they documented what they needed to, but we have ruled that Kenya Amore has violated the code of conduct. Production has decided that she's violated the codes of conduct. What does that really mean? Let's get into that. And she's gone. They've let her go. She's fired. So for anyone that's not sure, she's fired. They say, that they've parted ways and, for now she's gone, but we'll see in the future. Again, we're going to go back to every other situation where this implies. I mean, it has to be a really long while. So nobody should be waiting for Lisa Rinna to come back to, Beverly Hills. Nobody should be waiting for Kenya to come back here. It's not exactly the same situation, but Kenya's not going to be back anytime soon, guys. She's not going to be back on the Traitors. She's not going to be back on House of Villains. The NBC has parted ways with Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore has left the building. It's really upsetting, Bravo and production apparently reviewed everything first. Sure, you did, and that before they found that she violated the code of conduct. Bravo, I saw somewhere, Bravo was not saying that she ever engaged in revenge porn. Well, I mean, they wouldn't. That's like a legal issue, and she hasn't, and there's no exposure there. It's really like Bravo, what they did with the investigation isn't really what laws did she break. It's really like, are we okay, and do we have grounds for termination, or can she turn around and sue? We are letting her go. It's always employment at will in, these these situations. And what could her grounds be for suing us? I mean, that's what a real investigation means. It's like, do we have exposure if we let this person go? Could they sue us? Sure, anyone could sue for anything. What grounds do they have? And we'll get into that because there are rumors now that Kenya is going to sue. Do I think that them letting Kenya go, firing her, she's not coming back, for anyone that's still confused? People have been slipping into my DMs as of an hour ago, still confused about this. She's been fired. She's not coming back. And that means NBC, traders, everything. She is in that category at this time, which doesn't mean forever, but I don't think we're ever going to see Nene back on Bravo. Someone said to me, Nene's lawsuit's over. It's not. I know for a fact. I know for a fact there are things going on still with Nene and Bravo. So whatever narrative is out there, I mean, I know it's over. It's not. There are things that I know that are going on. Carolyn Manzo's not coming back to Bravo ever. Bethany. We're going to put Kenya in not the Nene, Caroline, Bethany category, but we'll put her just one hair removed in the Carol Raswell category of people that, Kelly Dodd. Ooh, she gets so mad at me, Kelly Dodd, every time I talk to her. But you know what? Kelly Dodd wasn't just fired. Kelly Dodd is in the unhinged do not use category. So the real do not use is the lawsuits. Caroline is never coming back. Bethany, they will never take back. Nene, Leah McSwiney, these people will never be back. Then never be back. Like we have the Carol Raswells, and now we have Kenya Moore, people that, you know, have just really persona non grata. It's gone too far in the public eye. If Kenya sues, she'll be in the definitely not coming back category. That's what these networks hope for. They hope that you don't sue because you want that 1% chance that you'll come back. And then we have the Ramona never coming back. She used that word with Page Six. Ramona will never be back on your Bravo screens. This is reality, guys. Let's just face it. Um, this is what they hope for. I always said it's like being on Survivor. If I am sitting there and I say, I need to vote this person off, but I'm not going to vote them off because I'm afraid if I take a swing and I miss, I'm screwed next week. So if I want to vote you off and I know you're coming for me, and then somehow you convince me not to vote you off, and then I get voted off, I can never live with myself. I like to take the swing of I did vote you off. And now if it comes back to bite me in the ass, that's okay. I mean, there are two different situations. I know you're my enemy. I'm voting you off. Now, if that doesn't work and you don't go home and you come after me the next week, I would never regret my decision for taking this, for punching you in the face. I voted you off. It didn't work. We didn't have the votes. You're still here. Now you're coming for me. Now I'm screwed and I go home the next week. I'm okay with that situation. I knew you were coming for me and I took my shot. I can live with that. I couldn't live with, I know you're coming for me. You fed me a bunch of bullshit, which I know is bullshit, but I'm afraid to take my swing. So I didn't vote you off. I voted someone else off, my best friend. And now my best friend who had my back went home. And next week you come for me and you fuck me over. And now I go home. I still go home either way the second week, but I can never live with myself for not taking the shot at you when I had the chance. I could take the shot and fail, but I can't take the shot. I can't not take the shot. That's my point. So my point is, if I were Kenya, I would sue because, girl, you're probably never going back to the network anyway now. But let's get into that in a few minutes. Before we get into that, do I think it's a double standard? Yeah, I do. I don't think, because it keeps being said by Kenya, yeah, or her team, or it's out there. I don't even know if she said this, the blind items that she's going to sue for discrimination because, of Tom and Ariana and Raquel Leviss and the revenge porn. To me, it is not the same thing. Now, if you sue someone, of course, you throw everything in the kitchen sink in the lawsuit. It is, again, not the same thing for me. What Tom did and what Ariana did has absolutely nothing to